Hello everyone, and welcome to today's video where we'll be discussing one of the most fundamental tools in agriculture, the plow. The plow has been a vital piece of farming equipment for thousands of years, allowing farmers to cultivate the soil and prepare it for planting. Without plows, it would be impossible to grow crops on a large scale, and the agriculture industry as we know it today probably would not exist. The plow has undergone significant changes over the centuries, from the wooden moldboard plows used by ancient civilizations to the modern steel plows of today. The design and functionality of the plow have evolved over time, making it more efficient, effective, and versatile in preparing the soil for planting. In today's video, we'll be taking a closer look at the different types of plows available, their components, and how they work. We'll also explore the history of the plow and its impact on agriculture throughout the centuries. Additionally, we'll discuss the different applications of plows in modern farming, including the use of specialized plows for specific crops and soil types. So whether you're a farmer, agricultural enthusiast, or simply interested in the history of farming machinery, you won't want to miss this video on the fascinating plow. Let's get started. A plow, or plow, is a farm tool for loosening or turning the soil before sowing seeds or planting. Plows were traditionally drawn by oxen and horses, but in modern farms are drawn by tractors. A plow may have a wood, iron, or steel frame with a blade attached to it to cut and loosen the soil. It has been a fundamental piece of farming for most of history. The earliest plows had no wheels. Such a plow was known to the Romans as an atrium. Celtic people first came to use wheeled plows in the Roman era. Plowing should always be followed by another step known as leveling. After plowing of the field, big soil clumps known as crumbs may form. It is essential to remove these crumbs before sowing of seed for high yield. This is done with a leveler. It helps to bring uniformity over the land. History. The prime purpose of plowing is to turn over the uppermost soil, bringing fresh nutrients to the surface while burying weeds and crop remains to decay. Trenches cut by the plow are called furrows. In modern use, a plowed field is normally left to dry and then harrowed before planting. Plowing and cultivating soil evens the content of the upper 12 to 25 centimeters, 5 to 10 inches layer of soil where most plant feeder roots grow. The earliest was the bow-ard, which consisted of a draft pole or beam pierced by a thinner vertical pointed stick called the head or body, with one end being the stilt handle and the other a share cutting blade dragged through the topsoil to cut a shallow furrow suitable for most cereal crops. The ard does not clear land well, so hoes or mattocks had to be used to pull up grass and undergrowth, and a handheld coulter like Russell had to be used to cut deeper furrows ahead of the share. Because the ard left a strip of undisturbed earth between furrows, the fields were often cross-plowed lengthwise and breadthwise, which tended to form squarish Celtic fields. The ard is best suited to loamy or sandy soils that are naturally fertilized by annual flooding, as in the Nile Delta and the Fertile Crescent, and to a lesser extent, any other cereal growing region with light or thin soil. The format of the old plow is something like this. The stripe was a frame of iron that was attached to a long wood, and that wood was joined by oxen and horses with blades to cut and loosen the soil. In some rural areas, it is still used by farmers, as this has been a very useful and affordable option for farmers for plowing since old-time farming. Latest tractor plow. Tractor plow is a modern plow available in different models, which you can buy as per your farming needs. It is directly mounted to the tractor loading shaft. One of the most common farming tools is the tractor plow, which is used to churn up or loosen the soil in preparation for spreading seed or planting. It is one of the most common tillage farm equipment for breaking up the soil, opening the topmost shell, and preparing the soil for seeding. Types of plow. There are different types of plow available in the modern market as per farming needs, like soil and weather in an area, which are mentioned below. 1. Disc plow. It is directly mounted to the tractor, used to prepare the rocky and rooted area's soil for seed planting. 2. Mold board plow. It is used to break heavy or tough soil, since it has a strong frame that helps resist load during deep plowing. 3. Reversible mold board plow. A reversible mold board plow turns the upper layer of the soil to the right or left side of direction, or as required when making its rounds, attached to a tractor. 4. One-way plow. A one-way plow uses a steel blade with bar points for the toughest plowing jobs, and it can move in a single direction. 5. Subsoil plow. Subsoil plow is designed to break up hard layers or pans without bringing them to the surface. 6. Chisel plow. Chisel plow is used for breaking hard pans and for deep plowing 60 to 70 centimeters with fewer disturbances to the top layers. 7. Rotary plow. Rotary plow cuts the soil and pulverizes it. 8. Harrows plow. Harrows are used for shallow cultivation in operations such as the preparation of seed beds, covering seeds, and destroying weed seedlings. Benefits. There are various reasons because, still today, plowing is considered a very important technique for seedbed preparation. Here below, we will analyze the main advantages with which can be brought by this process. The ideal structure of the soil is restored. Mixing the clods, rolling them over, leaving the space on the surface to a new field that has not yet been previously intensely cultivated, helps the birth and the growth of the future new plant. It is, in fact, will be able to find the proper space to expand its roots. The new field will be waterproof and rich in oxygen. With plowing, the soil is renovated. As a consequence, it increases porosity, which is essential for the passage of water, oxygen, and other organic substances. Furthermore, the residues of the previous crops, which are brought in depth by the plow, become a source of nutrients for the new plant. There's a strict control of weeds. Rolling up the soil also means destroying the weeds and reducing the activity of animal parasites, which prevent or make it more difficult for the growth of the crop. Disadvantages. With technological innovation, plowing has become the subject of discussion for agronomists and farms. This technique, in fact, brings also some disadvantages, which move in the opposite direction in relation to eco-sustainability. Here below are some of the drawbacks brought by plowing. Some damage are brought to the microflora present in the soil. The ground is populated by microorganisms, each one with precise needs according to their living level. On the surface are more present aerobic microorganisms which require a large quantity of oxygen to survive. Going down in depth, we find bacteria and anaerobic fungi which suffer if get in contact with air. It's clear that the rolling of the soil means affecting the equilibrium of microflora. Over time, this provokes huge damages, with the consequences in the loss of fertility of the field. Creation of the hardpan layer. The huge weight of the plow compresses the soil and creates a layer, the so-called hardpan layer, which over time becomes deeper and deeper. This layer doesn't allow both air and water passage and makes it more difficult for the growth of the roots of the new plant, causing progressive loss of fertility of the soil. An increasing number of working passages. Plowing leaves big clods on the ground surface. For this reason, it will be necessary to perform other techniques to prepare optimally the soil. Those will crumble, the clods will make them flaky, ready for another crop. This procedure, though, means a slowdown of all operations, with the consequence an increase of costs. Higher energetic and economic consumption. Complementary jobs involve higher costs in terms of fuel and a higher environmental impact. Furthermore, plows need a huge amount of traction force and, as a consequence, specific tractors, which may reach very high costs. In conclusion, the plow has been an essential tool in agriculture for thousands of years, allowing farmers to cultivate the soil and prepare it for planting. As the agriculture industry continues to evolve and modernize, so too has the design and functionality of the plow. From ancient wooden moldboard plows to modern steel plows, this tool has undergone significant changes, making it more efficient, effective, and versatile. Today, specialized plows are available for specific crops and soil types, helping farmers to achieve the best possible yields. Thank you for watching today's video, and we hope you enjoyed learning about the fascinating history and applications of the plow.